Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the Fitness Education Online podcast. I am super excited because we've got a very special guest on the line this week from nowhere near me, from the Colorado mountains. I don't even know where that is. I was hoping she'd say New York City or Hollywood or something, but the Colorado mountains. A little bit about this person. She's a fitness business coach, and she helps fitness coaches start an online business and impact more lives. She's got one of the most biggest and interactive Facebook groups for online fitness professionals in the world. I recommend everyone join it. I'll put the link down in the show notes, but it's the Start Your Online Fitness Business group. Anyways, without further ado, let me introduce the one and only Ms. Amanda O'Mara. Amanda, how are you?
Hello. I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me on, Jono. I'm really excited to be here.
No, I'm excited to have you on. Amanda, I like to start all my podcasts off with a quote or mantra that inspires you or fires you up. Have you got one
Yes,
for us?
I do. So this is actually going to have something to do with what we're going to be talking about today with leads generation. And it's something that I preach with my own clients. And it is when it comes to your business and creating leads, it's be consistent,
Mm,
but also be consistent with being 1% better each day.
mm,
Be consistent, but be consistent with being 1% better each day. And the reason why I love this quote so much is because I think we get so caught up on not doing well, or we fall off the wagon with our business journey, just like sometimes we fall off the wagon with our health journey, when all it takes is just be consistent and still showing up and having that discipline to still post, to still show up in the DMs, to still show up on your stories, and just work on being a little bit better with each area of your lead generation processes every day, and you will go so far.
love
So
that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's I think consistency is the biggest thing, and it's
Oh my
I think the
gosh.
hardest part is like I don't know whether it's advertising, but a lot of people make it look like it's an easy fix, whether it's
Yeah.
fitness, whether it's business, just do this one thing and you'll be a millionaire, or do this one thing and you'll lose weight,
No.
it's this one thing here. And yeah, it doesn't often work like that. A lot of the time it's like, hey, I'm going to do this every day for a year. And
Mhm.
there's I'll piggyback off that. One of my favorite Tony Robbins quotes is something along the lines of most people overestimate what they can do in a year but underestimate what they can do in 10 years. And I think
Mhm.
it goes all along, you think, yeah, I'm going to lose 20 kilos in the next couple of weeks, it's not going to work like that. But hey, if you did this every day for a year, look what's
Yeah.
going to happen. If you do this every day
Yeah.
for 10 years, look what's going to happen. So I think
Yeah.
consistency trumps every time, but also
Oh my
constant
gosh.
improvement, right? Because if you don't
Yeah.
improve, another one of my favorite quotes is either you're growing or you're dying, and it's like if you're doing the same stuff now, exactly the same at the same level as you were doing 2 years ago, it's probably not going to be as effective. So, we got to keep
Mhm.
getting better. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I love that you said that because it is the baby steps, right? We try to think it's like this one thing that's going to fix our business and we're finally going to have all these clients coming in, when it's just the little steps that's going to take you so far. So just keep going, right?
yes, 100%. And I find, especially in lead gen, but I think in all business, it's
Oh yeah.
compounding, right? It's sort of
Mhm.
like you start off, it's so hard to get one client, and then it's so hard to get the second and so hard to get to the third. But all of a sudden, once you're in that rhythm, you got people coming from everywhere, Someone you spoke
Mhm.
to a year ago, hey, you know what? Now I'm ready to go, Someone that you're
Yes.
working with now has got two friends that want to come along, and hey, now you go here. So I think
Yes.
the longer you're in it, the luckier you get as well.
Yeah,
But
I call that the snowball effect, right? What you do now is going to set you up for 3 months, a month from
mm,
now. People that you're talking to now might not be a client until 5 months from now, or they might not sign up. I've had clients sign up like after a whole year and a half, and they never once commented or liked on any of my stuff. They just came out of the woodworks like, "Hey Amanda, I've been following you for a while. I want to work with you." And I'm just like, whoa, who are you?
yeah.
So just because it seems like nobody's engaging doesn't mean that nobody's watching. And that's another great pointer when it comes to lead generation.
Yes, yes. Well, hey, let's dive into it. Amanda's a
Yeah.
bit of an expert in the online space and also a bit of an expert in the lead generation space. So I'm just going to hand it over to you here, Amanda. Let's say someone's listening to this and they're like, you know what? I'm online, or I'm sort of online. I got something I want to sell online, but I just don't have anyone to sell it to. Where does this person start? How do they do their lead gen?
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's a couple things that you want to make sure that are in place before you even start the lead generation process. So first and foremost, mindset. Mindset really is 80% of the equation. System strategies are 20%. So if you're heading the right place, it's going to be really hard for you to attract the right kind of leads. The second thing is having your foundations. It's just like building a house. If you do not have a strong foundation, the house is going to fall down. So if you do not have a strong foundation to your business, it is going to fall apart. So this means really figuring out what your niche is and your offer so that you can really establish and stand out in the online space. So once you have those dialed in, the next step is starting to do the lead generation processes, which is going to look like getting your content out there, right? Posting, showing up on video, getting in your stories, creating value, handing out value pieces. What else? Getting in the DMs. DMs is actually one of the most important things because booked calls come from building relationships. And if you are not showing up authentically either, especially in the DMs, because I mean, we all hate showing up or feeling salesy, pushy, weird. I am so not a fan of that. I mean, we've all been there where we get a random DM from somebody and the first thing they say is, "Hey, I'm a fitness coach and this is what I do. You should work with me." Or, like there's so many other people that do some stuff like that. And the way I like to explain it, it's like, somebody you meet for the first time, you ask them to marry you on the first date? Like,
I
probably
tried that.
not.
It
It's
didn't
the
work
same
too
thing with
well.
leads
Yeah.
generation. Oh God,
The
I'd love
guys
to hear that
listening, don't
story.
propose on the first date. Yeah, it doesn't work well.
No, I don't recommend it. But yeah, I mean, leads generation, it's doing all of those things consistently, but getting a little bit better with your content, writing your copy a little bit better, getting better with your creatives, like your photos, your videos, showing up on your stories more. And there is a process too that you want to be doing every day, which is you want to build your audience, right? So 1 to 3% of your audience right now is ready to buy from you. So once they buy from you, you need to continue to have new people, fresh people within your audience, right? Your friends, or your followers on Instagram. Okay. So this process, you will naturally get more followers from your content, from showing up online, through your value pieces. However, going out there and finding where your ideal client is hanging out and actually engaging with them. And what that does, it's going to create more eyeballs on your pages, and then you're going to grab their attention in 30 seconds or less. And this is why having your social media pages set up, ready to go, your content is well written, it speaks to your ideal client, is good, because they're going to decide right then and there, does this person solve my problem? Does what you have to say interest me? And then they will decide right then and there if they want to continue to follow you and engage back with you. So that was a lot of information. I mean, we could totally break down each area for sure. But that's just a quick little rundown of lead generation. And yeah, I don't know if you want to add on to that, because I could talk about it all day.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, cool. Let me piggyback off some of this stuff. Let's start with the earlier stuff. Let's just start with mindset. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
You can give, and you see it all the time. And once again, business or fitness. And I'm sure everyone listening to this that's a fitness coach, you've probably given the exact same fitness program, exact same exercise tips, exact same workouts to 2 different people. One person got results, one didn't. A lot of the time it's because of the mindset. That person actually took it on board and said, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to follow it to the T and it's going to work. The other person sort of half did it and it, surprise, it didn't work. Same sort of thing in business. So, and it's, I think even more so in business because it comes across in your voice, like if you're trying to sell someone something and you don't believe in it, you got no chance of selling it to that other person, even if you got the perfect sales script. But on the flip side, even if you suck at sales, if you're passionate and you're 100% sure that you have the perfect solution for this person's problem and you're going to change their life, you're going to at least fluke a sale here or there, Then obviously you combine the two together. That's when you're really going, So
100%.
one mindset tip, Amanda, I know there's so many out there,
but there's so many.
There's one, maybe either one that you think helps the most or the most people need to hear, or even a recommendation. What one mindset tip?
Yeah. So it's just changing your perspective with sales, right? So when you're putting your intention out there, when you do a post, when you get in the DMs, when you get on a call, what is your intention behind that? And with sales, we often think, oh, it's this salesy thing. We're in it for ourselves. When you talk like that, that's kind of manipulative. Manipulation is when you're doing it for yourself. But when you're showing up with the intention that you are here because you actually, can I swear on this podcast? When you give a fuck, that comes from a place of service, right? So when you show up and asking yourself daily, who can I help today? Who can I serve today? It's going to really change your perspective and how you're going to show up. And going in it with zero expectations, right? That they're actually going to want to, oh, well, I got all these, gave her all these free guides. Now I expect her to, book a call with me. No, that will naturally come. That's authentic, right? And we have to remember, you have a gift, right? Fitness coaches have this amazing gift that they get to change people's lives. How freaking cool is that? And when you can embrace that, you can say goodbye to imposter syndrome and really step into your power and your worth and what you're truly capable of. And the places you will go. Oh my gosh. I know I gave a couple tips there, but overall, sales is a service is what I was boiling down to. And it's just a super powerful approach in anything that you do in your business.
Yes, I want to agree and add on to that. There's a couple major things I look at with sales and social media. The one thing that really helped me with social media is I realized that I need to care more about helping other people than I do about what people think about me. Because if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I want to do a live video, but my hair isn't good or my makeup isn't good, or some other people in the industry might laugh at me or whatever, so I'm not going to post it. You're being selfish, right? You've got info that can help someone else, but instead of going out there and posting it to help someone else, you're being selfish because you're worried about what other people think about you. If you can swing that pendulum, be like, you know what? I'm going to post this. And I don't care if someone laughs at me or my friend at high school unfollows me or, some people talk behind my back. I don't really care, because if I'm helping the people that need my help, I'm happy and my friends are going to be there regardless.
Yes, I love that you said that. The one thing that you're hiding could be the one thing that your audience needs. So just being real, honest, 100% unapologetically you, that's what people want. That's what they're going to be drawn to. I mean, why would they hire you versus this other trainer over here? Because they got to know, and trust you, because you get to just be yourself. I mean, there's not many other jobs out there where you get to just be yourself. I worked in the hospitality industry for over a decade, and come on, you had to put on that pretty face and that fake smile all the time. In this industry, you get to just be yourself, and I don't know many other careers where you get to do that. So it's pretty cool.
Love that. And even with that, because I think a lot of people, any fitness industry, but any sort of business industry as well, will try and emulate someone else. And I think it's okay to have your people that you look up to and people that you like their style, but you're never going to be as good as that person at that thing. I'm never going to be better than Tony Robbins at being Tony Robbins. I'm never going to be better than who else can we use as Joe Rogan as Joe Rogan. But I can be Jono Petrohilos better than anyone else can be Jono Petrohilos. And I might not have as many millions of fans as those people, but at least I can be authentic to myself, and I can attract the people that actually want to work with me.
Exactly.
And with the sales, the way I look at sales is, I don't really care whether I make the sale or not. Well, sure, certainly put that away. I care more for the other person. If I don't make a sale, I'm upset for the prospect because I could have changed their life, but I didn't. I feel bad for them. I don't really care that I didn't make the sale or didn't make the, the few $100 or whatever. I care maybe a little bit, but it's more like I care that I let that person down. I think if you go into sales with that attitude, it just becomes so much less about your commission or the money that you make.
Oh gosh.
Helping
You don't never want to take no personally. When they say that we're no, they're not saying no to you. They're saying no to themselves, right? They're saying no to their transformation where they want to be. And when we can show up that way when it comes to sales, or when you do get that no, or when those objections come up, or even you get objections in the DMs, you get them everywhere. It's really fear that's coming up. So it is our responsibility as coaches to help them, coach them through their fears, to help them peel back those layers to reveal their true potential and who they really are underneath all those fear gremlins, right? So that's what's so cool. Like, I actually used to hate sales. I used to hate lead generation, truth be told here, like full disclaimer, but now I love it because it's an opportunity to really change somebody's life and impact it for the better.
Question with that. How did that change, or what made that change? Because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people listening to this that are thinking the same. They're like, I know I have to do it, but I hate it. And like anything, you're going to be better at it if you have fun at it. It's very hard if you hate something to be good at it. So I'm curious, Amanda, how did you flip the switch and get to loving it?
Being consistent and being 1% better each day, like it's not going to shift overnight. Sometimes we have like those aha moments, like, yes. But for me, I never really had that. It was doing the deep internal work for me to create the outer results on a consistent basis, right? Showing up consistently, even when I didn't want to, but, really changing my perspective and my belief patterns into new belief patterns, right? There are so many limiting beliefs that I had to overcome, which is pretty cool because everything that I went through, now I can coach my clients. And, if, for any coaches listening to this too, what you're struggling with internally, if you can overcome that, just think of how many people you can help overcome that too, right? So I know it's a long answer to that, but really for me, it was just being consistent and then being 1% better with it each and every day and just keep pushing through.
Love it. Love how you mentioned the internal work, because I think that's the solution to most things. It's like, and it's similar to what you mentioned earlier with the seeding, where it's like the things you do now, you're probably not going to get immediate results. You're going to see them in 3 months' time. I think it's similar with mindset, with personal development as well. Like if you go out and you do some personal development now, you're probably not going to see those results straight away. But then watch in 3 months' time, the personal development you did 3 months ago is going to help you there. So
your brain is the most important muscle to train. Like, don't expect to have that change overnight. Like, don't expect your muscles to, change overnight when you're training in the gym. You have to be patient with it and trust the process and be consistent. I mean, I'm just going to say that over and over again. Like, just keep going.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the foundations, because I think this is a tricky one for most trainers and where they struggle with, because they'll put together a program that they think is amazing, but then when they put it to the market, maybe it's not, maybe they don't get as much customers or clients as they'd like, or they've got something in order, but then when they try and do the lead gen, it's not what people want. It's almost like a chicken or the egg. It's like, well, hold on, how do I get this perfect offer together if I've got no one to test it to? What can you tell us there? Maybe 1 or 2 tips around how we can get that foundation right.
Yeah, I mean, creating your offer is going to be really based around so many things. Well, first you want to figure out your niche. And then after you figure out your niche, then you can start to create your offer. And then your offer, what I believe in it, is high ticket coaching, especially when you're first starting out in the online space. The reason for this is because it's going to help you quickly scale to 5-10K months and not make you burn out. Plus, when you sell a high ticket program, and I'm talking about $1,500 for like 3-month program, that's pretty standard. You're going to have clients that are going to take their health goals more seriously. They're going to be more invested. Those who pay attention. So really, when you price your point, there's price in your power. There really is. And when deciding on your offer, it's not just based off of what the client wants. You have to think about yourself too. What do you value? Are you going to build your business around your life, or do you want to build your life around your business? Right. And I think a lot of us want to be here because we value freedom, we value flexibility, but does it make sense to build an offer where you're working with 100 people at $100 each? Like that's going to burn you out. Like, it's just, that's not enough for you. And what if you're doing coaching calls every day? Like, that's going to drain you, right? So there's ways to really build your offer that is going to still give your clients incredible results and still give them that powerful coaching experience. So I don't know if that answered your question, but yeah.
I think it's good. I've got to follow up from there. So we start with our niche. That's the first thing we need. Before we even think about the offer, like, who are we actually helping? And then we're going to go a bit deeper there. Okay, what do these people want? Okay, this is what they want. Okay, how can I offer something that gives these people what they want without me working all day and night? And then let me package that together in something that's worth about 1.5K. So that way, when I sell that program, they're great. If I can have 10 clients, or not even if I can have 7 clients, okay, great. There's my 10K month for the 10K month goal there with just those 10 people. Now, question with that, Amanda. So 1.5K for 3 months, it's not peanuts. A lot of trainers may be like, oh, you know what? That's what I charge for my one-on-one session. My face-to-face one-on-one for 3 months. That's what I charge there. Do people pay that online? What can I give them online to make more value there? Any tips with that? What do we have to have in our program so that we can, charge those rates?
Yeah. So there's a number of things. So you want to make sure that you have a really great onboarding process with your clients, right? Again, working in restaurants, it's always like that first interaction, wowing them right away. And that's when your clients are going to be the most motivated. But you also want to make this a smooth transition for them and not overwhelm them with so many things. So having the right systems in place to smoothly onboard your clients, and then also asking the right kind of questions. So the check-in processes as well, right? What does that look like for you? Maybe you're just doing weekly Loom video check-ins with them. Maybe you're doing video check-ins with them. Maybe you just do, email check-ins, but then you offer one-on-one calls as needed, right? But you're offering that daily support on a consistent basis so that they know that you're still there by your side, checking in on them, following you every step of the way, and having the offboard process as well, right? You're going to want to figure out your training softwares. This is a high ticket program, so you want to deliver something that looks good. So something like Trainerize or My PT Hub or PT Distinction, those are great softwares that make your training programs and your nutrition programs look amazing. So you want to show up in a way that's obviously professional. I mean, they're paying high dollar for you. And just a quick side note, it is still cheaper than in-person training. I don't know what they charge there in Australia, but here, when I used to work in a private gym, I was charging anywhere from $60 to $100 for just 1 hour, right? And if they're getting 3 sessions a week, times that by 12 weeks, I can't do math really good, but that's upwards like $3,000-$4,000, right? And I'll be honest, my clients online did better than in the gym. Why? Why is this? Because when you're in the gym with them, you're just there training them for that 1 hour. Whereas online, you're encompassing all areas. You're encompassing the nutrition component, the mindset component, giving them all the love, support, guidance that they need in order to succeed, right? There's so much more that goes into the online space. It's convenient, especially with the way things are going with society right now and COVID. People buy from convenience. And people like the online space. They really do. I mean, yeah, it's not for everybody, but yeah, I mean, this is what I think people should charge way more for online personally, but it's a starting point, $1,500. But for most people, that seems like, oh my gosh, that's so much money.
The way I look at it is, what the client really wants is a result, right?
Yes.
Does it really
Yes.
matter whether they're doing it one-on-one or in a boot camp or online or, small group training or virtual, whatever? Like, they want the result. That's essentially what they're
Yes.
paying for. And there's a few things going on, I think. So I think that in the trainer's mind, we've been taught to really value our time. Hey, if you're a one-on-one personal trainer, you can only work so many hours. So you want to make sure you're making as much money as you can in that 1 hour. And you want to make sure that we just really value our time as a one-on-one personal trainer, right? We really push the thought that that one-on-one session is everything. It's so valuable. People could charge so much for them. So when we flick and go online, and there's other things you need to, be there for the person. You need to watch their technique. Everything needs to be perfect. That's the job of a personal trainer. And I think that's been taught for years and years and years. So that's drummed into a lot of fitness trainers, personal trainers' mindsets. And then all of a sudden, if you say, hold on, you can train these rates charge these rates without doing that stuff, the trainer's going to be thinking, well, hold on, this is going a flips on everything that I've ever done. I almost need to call myself a liar because I've been, thinking this way for so long. So I think that's going on in the trainer's mindset. And I think the client just wants the result. And I think that the answer is really what's better for the client, because there's going to be some clients that need a trainer there, right? Online is not going to be for them. They need help with their technique. If they don't have a set appointment at the gym, they're not going to go. Online is not for them. But there's other people, the flip side, where it's like they know how to do technique. They can go and do the thing on their own anyway. That's not what they need. They need someone checking in with them every single day. They need someone there for support. They want something that can, and also the flip side as well. There might be someone that can't book that appointment with the personal trainer at 4 p.m. every Friday because work gets in they've got a job or family or whatever. So it's better for them to be able to do in their own time. So I think the trainer thinks all the way one way over here. The client doesn't care as long as they get the result. And the answer is, okay, what's the best for that specific client there? For some, it may be online. For some, it may be face-to-face. So
Yes. I love it. It is all about the transformation, the result. That's what they're buying. They're not, sell the destination, not the airplane, right?
Yeah.
I think we've all heard that term with sales, but it's true. Like if you can really hone in and help them visualize where they want to be and tap into those emotions of what that would feel like, that is gold. That is a golden ticket for you. And it's powerful because that's how people will buy and make the big decision to invest in themselves. And that's where, when they, like I said, those who pay attention, when they invest in themselves like that, they're going to have better results and long-term results, right? Yeah.
Yes, agree. All right. Let's dive a bit into the lead gen now. So we need to be consistent. We need to be posting. We need to be getting on video. We need to be giving value. We need to be doing DMs. Just one question there, and then we'll go on to more, I guess, the outreach side of things. Do we want to do this on every platform? Do we want to pick one platform and master that? Does it depend where our followers are? Depend what we're confident doing? What do you suggest there, Amanda?
Starting out, just go with one, just keep it simple, one platform. So maybe it's just Instagram, maybe it's just Facebook, but you have to also consider like, where is your ideal client hanging out as well? Yes, it's possible to do both, but starting out, the more you can simplify this process, the better. So I'd say pick one platform. Wait, what was the other question?
Let's start with that one. So it's easy to start with
Okay.
one platform.
Yeah, I think so. One platform, sometimes two, it's okay, depending.
Agree with that. Awesome. All right, cool. So we've picked out our one platform. It's probably going to be either Facebook or Instagram because they're probably the two most popular. They're the easiest to
Yeah.
use. Most people are probably already on them anyway. You've already got a bit of a following there, but only 1 to 3% are going to buy straight away. So we need to go out and reach out to other people. What's the best way to do that, Amanda?
Yeah. So this is why knowing your niche is super important. So maybe your niche is helping postpartum moms, right? They just had their babies. So you're going to want to try to find accounts that are similar to maybe other fitness coaches who help the same kind of niche, or Facebook groups or maybe hashtags that they use. Really doing a little bit of market research. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of work up front. And honestly, you're going to be doing market research your entire life in this business. I still do it today. Like, let's be real. But, it's really being proactive as far as going to where they are, go to them and then engaging with them. And when you start doing that, like engaging with them, giving value, they will naturally come to you.
Yes, love that. And I think from there, it sort of depends the platform you choose, right? Because if you're choosing Instagram, you're going to find people a different way. Is it people that follow other accounts? Is it hashtags? Is it locations? And then if it's Facebook, it's probably going to be, Facebook groups, but the strategy is going to be slightly different. How you connect to someone on Instagram is going to be slightly different on Facebook, slightly different on LinkedIn again. But I think the key to it is, all right, cool. Whatever platform you choose, find a way. Don't just sit there passively. Yeah, you might get some new followers by posting. They'll find you organically. They might share some of your stuff. There's hashtags, whatever. You might get some people like that, but it's going to amplify the procedure if you're doing some outreach too. And then providing your profile is set up correctly, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, someone can land. You've done some outreach, and if it's not set up correctly, you're just a creep. Who's this creep trying to follow me or add me as a friend? But if it's set up correctly, oh, you know what? This is someone I want to follow. I might follow that person there. I read the bio, I check the first few posts. Yeah, I'm gonna follow that person, and then it's on you. Should have a sales process from there. Is it a DM? Is it your next post? Do they come to you? Whatever it may be. Is that the overview of that system there?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get them coming to you, but you're also gonna go to them as well, right? So this is why. Okay, so with your content, as long as you're consistent with your content, right? And as long as it speaks to your ideal client, they will naturally read and engage with your stuff and come to you when they're ready. But I want to use this as an example. So you have a couple trainers in a gym, and there is a new client that walks in, and trainer A goes up, says, "Hi, my name's Amanda. I'm a personal trainer. Let me know if you need anything at all." When personal trainer B walks up, "Hey, I'm Elizabeth, and I'm really excited to have you here. By the way, where are you from? Tell me a little bit about you." And then every time that this client comes in, right, to the gym to work out, the client or the trainer B, right, Elizabeth, goes and she says, "Hi, how are you? How's your week going so far? Oh, how many kids do you have?" Like, she builds rapport. She gets to know them. It's natural. You're having a conversation with a human being, right? You don't try to sell. So time goes by. The client needs help, right? She decides, you know what? I'm ready to look for a trainer. Which trainer do you think she's more likely to go with?
Elizabeth. This should be right.
Yes, trainer B, right? So it's the same idea with showing up in the online space, right? So talking to people, building those relationships, tracking them, like the what's I say, fortune is in the follow-ups, right? So excuse me. So really being engaging as much as possible and giving value and whatever you can do, because when it comes time for them to be ready to work with you, they're going to choose you. I promise. As long as you're doing it because you care.
Yes. So many good points there. I think the follow-up is key, and it goes back to the instant gratification. You think, someone followed me and they didn't buy, they're a tire kicker. They're not a tire kicker. They're just not ready to buy the first time that they've ever followed you. We can follow that up. That's when it's going to be more successful. So Amanda, I want to be sensitive of your time. There's a few questions I always like to finish up with. The first one is around mentors. So you're obviously a mentor for plenty of fitness professionals out there who want to grow their business. I'm curious to hear who your mentors have been. And if you can answer this in a few different ways, if you can give us a paid mentor, so a mentor that you've paid money to, you've done their course or their coaching program, whatever it is, a mentor that you haven't paid money to, but you follow them on social media, whether it's Instagram or you watch their YouTube videos or their TikTok dances, whatever it may be. And then a book that you recommend every fitness professional should read to grow their fitness business.
Well, I've actually I've worked with quite a few business coaches. So do you want me to just tell you everyone that I've worked with, or do you want me to just
maybe the best three?
Okay. So Brie Morrison is
Oh,
one of my favorites.
yeah, yeah.
Ruben Dreger, he was actually my very first business coach. Absolutely love him. Um, and who else have I worked with? Amanda Bucci. So I worked with her team.
Okay.
And Laura Nees.
Okay. No, I know Brie.
Yeah.
I
There's four.
follow Brie. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I haven't, but I'll check them out. What about unpaid? So who should we follow on social media to get tips? Yourself, obviously, you
Um,
should join your Facebook group. But apart from yourself, Amanda, where do we go?
as far as where to get tips, I mean, you can just come follow my stuff and there's tons of great tips on there. Like you can do that for free. As far as like who I like to follow, to be honest, I'm not on social media like doing that stuff anymore. Like when I'm on social media, I'm being proactive, posting and trying to catch up on my DMs or something. So I don't do a whole lot of like looking around and looking for inspiration. Honestly, I find it within my personal life. With my super supportive husband, with my friends, my family, like they are my backbone and I wouldn't be here without them and just pushing me along because, it's that's everything. Your environment is everything. It really is. And who you hang out with. That's what's made the bigger difference for me versus following a guru online, unless you want to follow me. But
Love it. Book, Amanda. What is there a book that you've read that really changed your life, or that you recommend every fitness professional should read?
yes, 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 yes. I have it. Can I go grab it really quick? Hold on. Where did I put it? Because it's freaking amazing. One second.
Just while we're waiting for Amanda to grab her book there.
Okay, I couldn't find it, but I have another one.
Okay.
The Prosperous Coach.
Ooh.
Yes, yes. Steve Chandler. It's increased income and impact for you and your clients. And it's just a really easy read with so many great pointers and quotes and stuff like that in there. I'm a quote girl, so I loved it. I've probably read it like 20 times now, and I've had it for 2 years.
Wow. I haven't read that one, but I'm going to check that out.
Yes,
Is
I
that
highly
just for
recommend it.
fitness coaches or for all coaches?
It's for any coach, really. Yeah, really any coach. If you're looking for something that's more specific for like the fitness coach, one thing that I know a lot of fitness coaches struggle with is the imposter syndrome and how to coach clients and really make a difference in their clients' lives. And it's called Motivational Interviewing in Fitness and Nutrition.
Okay.
Motivational Interviewing. So it really teaches you how to ask more questions and listen more with your clients. And helping them come up with a solution versus you always telling them what to do, because we all know it's just like when you go to therapy, when you come up with your own solutions, you're more likely to stick to them. It's a quick coaching tip there. So that book really helps any fitness coach kind of navigate their way to the becoming more powerfully at coaching. So
Yes.
yeah.
Love that. Awesome. All right. And to follow you on social media, Amanda,
Yes.
am I right in saying the best is your Facebook group and probably your Instagram as well?
Yes. Yeah. So my Facebook group for sure. That's where I hang out most of the time. But I am on Instagram, which is Amanda_O'Mara_. Facebook the group is called Amanda O, and then starting your online fitness biz.
Awesome. I'll put all those links down in the show notes.
Amanda,
that's pretty much all I wanted to cover for today. Is there anything I should have asked you but forgot to, or anything you want to finish us off with?
I feel like we covered so much. I think this is good. I feel like if we talking about anything else, it's going to be too much information for those listening. So I think this is great, and I really appreciate you having me here today. I think this was a total blast, and I loved it. And I hope for those listening that you are inspired to keep going, be consistent, and keep your eye on the prize, because it's damn worth it. Let me tell you, it's worth it.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much for your time, Amanda.
You're welcome. Thanks, Jono.